Well, guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I got a story I did last year. What was it? May of 2024 to be exact, when this news had broke. And it's about this guy right here. A lot of you guys that have been following probably remember this guy's face. This guy right here is an undocumented migrant, right, named Edward Sarabia, age 41 at the time of his arrest last year. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here had a work van in which he lived in, where he would patrol the San Gabriel Mountains out there in Los Angeles, California, looking for suspected female hitchhikers or homeless women. He would offer them a ride, and inside his van was a dungeon in which he would violate these women viciously. Now, this guy just recently took a plea deal. Of course, you know the justice system going to placate the criminals, of 25 years. After assaulting, they're saying, up to 3 women and 2 female children. One of them is his niece. And he gave him 25 years. Take a look at the video. It'll take you back to the beginning of when this started and how he came this bogus plea deal when he should have got his life took right there. Check it.
An update here on a story we've been following. A man charged with raping women in a rape dungeon on wheels takes a plea bargain. Eduardo Sarabia took the plea today in Pomona. He was facing 80 years in prison for rape. His attorney told him his alleged victims were outside court ready to testify. So he agreed to a deal with 25 years in prison. Our Haley Winslow broke that story when it happened, and since her original report, his niece and 2 other victims have come forward, making for a total of 2 children and 3 adult victims. Sarabia is an undocumented immigrant, and the case was highlighted by President Trump when he talks about deporting criminal aliens. By the way, Haley Winslow has been nominated for an Emmy for that story.
Hope she wins. She deserves it.
It was powerful.
Yep.
Only on Fox 11, a first look inside the van that investigators are calling a rape dungeon on wheels. It's all connected to a man who's now accused of sexually assaulting at least 2 women in the Angeles National Forest. Haley Winslow broke that story on Tuesday, and there's shocking new details in a story you'll see only on Fox 11. Haley.
Undoubtedly heroes, Christine. The only 2 Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies for 400 square miles save a young woman and likely many more, while investigators say she was restrained inside this van at knife point and in the middle of being raped. This is a first exclusive look inside this torture chamber that 2 ladies we know of so far suffered through. Law enforcement officers fear they're not alone. Brace yourself for a first exclusive look inside what investigators call a, quote, rape dungeon on wheels. Oh my God. Described as rigged for rape. Condoms, ropes, bungees, children's toys, multiple cell phones and hard drives. And the mattress, worn, stained, disgusting. I can say in almost a 20-year career, this is the most disturbing scene I've ever been in. Now, all of that evidence has, of course, been processed. Everything that's in here is what's left. Investigators say the man they call a serial rapist would lock women inside this mobile cage, locked in from the outside, behind this metal partition with no escape, except for by their scream that they describe as blood-curdling. Detectives say that scream likely saved a 26-year-old woman's life. 40-year-old Eduardo Sarabia is now locked behind a similar metal cage on suicide watch. He was arraigned on Wednesday, formally charged with 2 felony counts of sexual assault for forcible rape of 2 women this week alone. But based on this setup, detectives believe there are many more yet to come forward. LA County Sheriff's deputies say the man lived inside this 2015 Ford Transit van where he would offer females a ride, say he was camping up in the San Gabriel Mountains, and then take them to a dark, scary, remote location in the Angeles National Forest with no chance of a cell signal. It's up Highway 39 in Azusa Canyon at mile marker 21 in a pitch black dirt turnout. And inside this, quote, rape dungeon, investigators say that's where Sarabia would rape and molest them. Investigators say that he picked up those 2 women this week at the El Monte train station. Those are the only 2 so far that we know of, but of course they're asking anyone with any information to please come forward immediately. That first woman, authorities gave a basic description of pretty much just a white van that felt more like a cage. So those deputies miraculously found it in the middle of remote nowhere of the very dangerous San Gabriel Mountains. And that body cam footage that is still a very much protected part of this investigation. Even the most seasoned at the sheriff's office, it's causing them to shake. So that's something that we will find out in due time. But it is only apparently scratching the surface of what's left to uncover in this very disturbing case.
All right, guys, there you see it. This guy right here, this demon Eduardo Sarabia, at age 41, lived in his van, undocumented migrant, and was a serial rapist. You can't make that shit up. The stuff he was doing up there in the San Gabriel Mountains is stuff they make horror movies out of. Once you think about something, human beings are social creatures. You'll see a lot of times in some of these inspirational ads and stuff, it's okay for a man to be alone. And yeah, that's circumstantial. And a lot of times it's purpose driven for better outcomes later on in life. But when you got people like this, they got to scuttle around like roaches with the lights off because they're not supposed to be in the country in the first place. And you take somebody that's either on the run, whether they're a prison inmate or something like that, where they know the simplest police stop can result in something bad for them. A lot of times these people hide in places that normal social human beings wouldn't exist in middle of the woods, other places like that, because they basically on the run. Plays with your psyche, does something to you. Even though these men are out there in the woods and by themselves, they're still men. They still have desires that are carnal and stuff like that. And a lot of people fall victim to their own impulses and do some of the craziest stuff to avoid detection because they can't meet people by other social means outside of being sneaky. This guy right here is the devil. As soon as he was caught, I'd eviscerated him right there. He'd have been gone. Gone. This guy, can you imagine somebody offering you a ride, you thinking they being nice, which I don't know why nobody would take a ride from somebody nowadays with all these maniacs running around here. And this guy taking you somewhere you ain't asked to go. Then he do whatever he want to do with you, have his way with you, then discard you like common trash miles away from where you first dropped in, and a lot of times you don't know where you're at. Said a woman screams, alerted some police, only 2 police in hundreds of miles area to cover. One of them happened to hear. It's crazy. Now he's locked up. They ain't shipping him out to no damn where else. So his citizenship for the next 25 years will be here, and average taxpayers will fit the bill to feed this fucking animal. Make it make sense. The justice system ain't for every goddamn body. Then again, the justice system right now ain't for nobody because it's full of shit with the way they do punishment. This guy got 25 years. First of all, you snuck in the country. You rape kids, rape women you didn't know, running around here sneaking, playing hide and seek when your ass ain't supposed to be in the first place, and then you get caught and they treat you like you from here. Due process, all that other shit. Fuck that. You got a lot of people protesting and acting a fool in the streets. This what you marching for? Some of y'all? This what you looting for? Those like this? Either way, man, it's just crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a strike against all migrants, man, because, people come over here for the right reasons. But motherfuckers like this, man, that come over here and do this type of shit, that put a stain on everybody. Another thing is this. I'm going to tell you something. I want y'all to pay attention. You see a lot of weird cases now where you're seeing people just doing lewd and lascivious acts. People trying to kidnap children. People trying to kidnap women. Crazy stuff. People can't control their sexual impulses. You know why I think that is? A lot of these people come from countries, and a lot of them want to come over here because the way America is portrayed, where you can do anything you want, and as women over here are hypersexualized, but bathing suits, bikinis, all this type of stuff, the movies, they're pushing the envelope on the sexual content and stuff, and these people come and think all women are like that, like the actors on TV. And then you get sick perverts like this. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. No real justice these people got when they gave him a deal, because he didn't give them no deal. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.